Welcome to Crash Course AP Physics 1. We have completed Unit 1. Now is the time to move on to Unit 2, Force and Translation Dynamics. Let's get started. First section is Newton's Law of Motion. First law of motion. An object continues in a state of rest or in a state of motion at constant velocity unless compelled to change the state by net force. Means if the net force is applied, then only the state of the object changes. If the state of the object is at rest, it would continue in rest. If the body is moving with a constant velocity, then it would be in motion. I am saying here velocity. Velocity means magnitude as well as direction. So to change the direction of the body, we need to apply the force. We need to change the speed of the body, we have to apply the force. For example, a ball is resting on the ground. It is in the state of rest until and unless like some force acted on the ball, and the ball would be in motion. So this was the first law of Newton. Next is inertia and mass. So in Newton's first law, the tendency of the body to stay in rest or whether it is moving with a constant velocity, that tendency we know it as inertia. So inertia is a natural tendency of an object to remain in rest or to or in motion at constant velocity, that we called as inertia. So mass is basically of a body is quantitative measure of inertia. So how we measure inertia? With the help of mass. Like this penny is having 0.03 kg mass. Book has 2 kg mass, bicycle has 15 kg mass, car has 2000 kg mass. So like when the object is getting bigger, getting more mass, its inertia also increases. Next we have second law of motion. In second law, it says that when the external force acts on the body of mass m, a acceleration is generated or the body is accelerated. So the acceleration is produced. This acceleration is directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the mass. So Newton in second law, he said that okay, now we are applying the force on the body. So when we apply the force on the body, acceleration of the body gets accelerated. So acceleration is directly proportional to the force and acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass, and when we combine it, we get force upon mass. And talking about this force, this is the net force acting on the body. Means there may be many force acting on the body. For example, this is the body. It can be frictional force, it can be force F1 acting in this direction, F2 in this direction. So whenever we talk about the forces, it is the net force with net external force acting on the body. So note that the next net force including only the forces that environment exerts on the body. We are not talking about the internal forces because the sum of the internal forces would be 0. So that's why we only consider the external force acting on the body. Or we can write force is equal to mass into acceleration. This is the second law of the Newton. If the force is 0, the net force is 0, then the acceleration would be 0. This is the Newton's first law. For example, rocket, if the force is applied on the rocket, then it would get accelerated. The force would be equal to mass into acceleration. Newton's third law of motion says that whenever one object exerts force on the second object also exerts an oppositely directed force equal in magnitude on the first object. So Newton's third law says that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Equal and opposite reaction. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. Okay, like for example, these two are fighting. So what force one is putting on to the same force 2 is putting on the first. A toy car has a battery powered fan attached to it such that the fan creates a constant force that is exerted on the car so that it's propelled in opposite direction of in which the air fan blows. The car cartridge that allows the student to attach object of different masses as shown in this flow. So here in this different, like you can change the mass and you overall system, the mass would be changed by increasing or decreasing the masses here. The fan has only one speed setting, so you can't change the fan speed. All the frictions are negligible. Which of the following procedure can be used to determine how the mass of the fan, car, object system affects the oscillation of the system? So we are interested in knowing the oscillation of the system. So how to find it? With the help of this instrument. So we have constant force acting on the system because of the fan. So let's say a constant force is acting on it. So what would happen when I use first method? So first I will measure how many masses like I am putting in this tray, and then I will activate the fan. Okay, I will measure the distance. So the distance would be measured, how much distance it traveled. So it is basically x distance it traveled, and we also know the time because using the stopwatch we can measure the time as well. Repeat the experiment, and so with the help of x and t can we able to find the oscillation. So we know from the kinematic equation that distance traveled is equal to ut plus half at square. Constant force is acting on the body because in this it is written constant force is provided by the fan. So we can use Cake equation, constant oscillation kinematic equation. So I can use this. Initial velocity is 0, and if I know x, I can find out, and if I know time as well, we can find out the oscillation. In this way we can find the oscillation of the system. Yes, it is correct. Block M of mass 4m is attached by light string to block B of mass 2m. The string passes over the pulley of negligible friction and negligible mass. So block A and is held above h level, h distance above the ground. The blocks are released from the rest. So initially the system was at rest, and as soon as we leave the system, A oscillated towards the ground, and after 2 seconds, time is equal to 2 seconds, it reaches to the to the ground. The value of h is what? So let's first draw the free body diagram. So this on 2m mass, 2mg is acting downwards, and the tension is in the string which is upward, and this whole system is oscillated with this oscillated with A oscillation. Here also 4mg is acting downward. The tension is same because the string is same, and that's why tension in this string is same on both sides, and this is oscillated downwards. So let's just write the equation for 2m block. So it would be tension minus 2mg. This is the net force. So we know how we write equation. So for net force is equal to mass into oscillation. So what is the net force acting on this body? Only consider this system only. So T minus 2mg would give me the oscillation. So tension minus 2mg is equal to the 2m into A. And if I want to write the equation for 4m, it would be the net force acting on the body 4mg is acting downwards, and the system is oscillated downwards. That's why 4mg is a bigger force. Minus tension is equal to 4m into A. So let's just eliminate this t value. So from this equation 1, T is equal to 2ma plus 2mg, or I just write it, replace the t value here. So 4mg minus 2ma minus 2mg. So what the oscillation we got? We got around 2mg 6 ma. M got cancelled and the acceleration value would be g upon 3. So from the cake equation, cake kinematic constant acceleration kinematic equation, we know that s is equal to ut plus half at square. The initial velocity is 0 and the distance, like if we apply cake this equation from its starting point at this and final point at this is initial position and this is final when this block reaches to the ground. So h distance it traveled, initial velocity is 0, half, what is the acceleration? Acceleration is g upon 3. This is the net acceleration, right, for the 4m body, and for the time is 2 seconds, so we have to write 2 square. So let's just solve it. It would be 2 g upon 3, so it would be 20 upon 3. 20 upon 3 is 6.667, so something around 6.7 meter is the h distance. Let's move to next question, which says that two ice skaters, skater X and skater Y, are at rest on horizontal surface made of ice. The friction between ice and the skater is negligible. Skater X, who has a smaller mass than the skater Y, pushes skater Y such that skater Y travels with the speed 2v0. So we have two skaters. Okay, so this is X, this is Y. It has the mass of X is lower than the mass of the Y skater, and the when they pushes each other, like they putting equal and opposite force on each other. Newton's third law. What force X is putting, Y is putting on X, and the force X is putting on Y would be equal. So the force is equal. Fx is equal to Fy. Okay. So Y moves to this direction, moves with the velocity 2v0 to the right direction. So what is the direction of the velocity of skater X, and what is the direction of velocity of center of mass of the two skater system after the push? So when two skaters push each other, if one is going in the right direction, the other is going to the left direction, because the forces are equal and opposite. So it would go in the opposite direction, left direction, towards left side. And now talking about the center of mass. So we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. I can apply this for center of mass as well. So force is force, external force, and mass is center of mass, and acceleration center of mass. Okay. Now I am just considering this, only these two are my system. So any external agent applying the force on these two skaters? No. So in this case the external force is 0. That's why acceleration of center of mass is 0. Thus the velocity of center of mass would be 0. Center of mass something like lying between this side. So when they go away, it would be stationary. The center of mass would be stationary. It won't move. Okay. So it is skater X is going to the left, and the center of mass is 0. The velocity is 0 for it. A 1500 car traveling along the road hit by a 0.1 kg rock that creates a small crack in the car windshield. Which of the following describe the interaction between the windshield and the rock? Okay. So this is your car, let's say, and this is the windshield. A stone is of mass 0.1 kg is hit by on the windshield. The car exerts a force on rock, but rock does not exert the force on car. So it is not true. So we know from the Newton's third law that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So force 1 would be equal to the force 2. The rock exerts a force on the car, but the car does not exert the force. This is also not true. The car exerts a force on the rock and the rock exerts a force on the car. That is true. But it is also saying the two forces are not equal in magnitude. But from the Newton's law we know that these two forces are equal in magnitude. So this is also wrong. The last option, the car exerts a force on the rock and the rock exerts a force on the car. The two forces are equal in magnitude. So D is your correct option. Next question. 3 blocks A, B, C of masses 4 kg, 2 kg and 1 kg respectively are connected on a frictionless surface as shown in this figure. A force of 14 Newton is applied on a 4 kg block. Then the contact force between A and B is. So to solve this question, let's draw the free body diagram of A, B and C. So this is your block A and the mass of it is 4 kg. In the downward direction mg is acting and the reaction due to that is in the upward side. Force of 14 Newton is acting on this object. So this surface, this open surface of A is now connected with B. So a contact force must be acting between A and B. A contact force is acting on A and B. In FDB, free body diagram, we only show those forces which are acting on the body. For example, in this case, B must be acting the force on A and the A is also acting some force on B. Okay, action reaction pair. But here we will represent only the forces acting on B, like what B is applying the force on A. So the B is applying the force is this C1, contact 1 force. Just draw the free body diagram for B, then you will understand. So this is a B body and this in this direction C1 is applied. What A is applying on B, and both forces are equal, action reaction pair. That's why I wrote C1 and C1 for both the contact forces. Again the mg, mass of B is acting on the body. This is the mass of A acting on the body and it is the normal. And since B is attached on this surface, so C, object C, block C is also putting the force on B. So from this direction also B must be getting C2 force. If I draw the C free body diagram, so it would be mg acting in the downward direction, normal in upward direction, and the C object, now B would apply the force on C, which is C2. Okay, and this end of the C is free, so no force is applying on this part. And because of this force, this entire system must be moving with some acceleration. So I can write A acceleration, because all three A, B, C bodies are moving together, so I can write this acceleration. Now we have drawn the free body diagram for A, B and C. We know that the A, B, C together moving with acceleration A. So let's write down the equations. We are not interested in y direction. We are only interested in the x direction. I am writing only the equations in x direction. So in this case, C2 or the force, the contact force applied by B, that is in the x direction. Only that is in the x direction. So that would be equal to mass of C into acceleration. So this is the acceleration with which the body is moving. So C2 is equal to mca. So I know the mass of block C is equal to 1 kg, and this is 4 kg, and B is 2 kg, right? So I just substitute. So C2 is equal to A. Now let's frame the equation for B. It would be, since it is moving in the positive x, in the direction of positive x, so C1 minus C2 is equal to mass of B, which is 2 kg, into acceleration. So I can write mB into A. Putting the value of C2, which is C1 plus minus A, is equal to 2A. So C1 is equal to 3 times of A. Now let's write the equation for A block. For A block, I am writing A block. I am writing it here. A block equations. It is equal to, it is moving in the positive direction. So 14 minus C1 is equal to mass of A into acceleration. Just substitute the value. We know that C1 is equal to thrice of A, is equal to mass of the A block is 4 kg into A. So it is equal to 7A upon 14. So the acceleration, the value of acceleration we got is 2 meter per second square. C1 we have to find. So just in the value, C1 is equal to 3 times of A. Now substitute the value of A, which we get as 2. So I get C1 as 6 Newton. So B is applying 6 Newton force on A, and A is applying 6 Newton force on B. Equal and opposite. A is your correct option. A person of mass 60 kg is inside a lift of mass 940 kg and presses the button on the control panel. The lift start moving upward with an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. G is 10 meter per second square. The tension in the supporting cable is. So this is a elevator, and the weight of the elevator is 940 kg, and the person weight who is standing in this is having the mass of 60 kg. Okay, so we have to find the tension in the supporting cable, and this system is going upward with an acceleration is equal to 1 meter per second square. So now let's draw the FDB of this. So I have a string, and I just reduce this size and make it, considering it as a block, and this block mass is 940 plus 60 kg. So the total mass is total is equal to 1000 kg. Okay, and this system is accelerating upward with the A acceleration, and mg is acting downward, m total into g. So this force is acting downward and the tension is there. So now can I write equation from the FDB? So it would be, because the system is going in the upward direction, so the net force F net is equal to mass into acceleration. Okay, so the net force is the tension which is in the upward direction. So tension minus m total into g is equal to m total into acceleration. So tension is equal to mt A plus g. So now let's substitute the value. The total mass is 1000 kg, acceleration is 1, and the acceleration due to gravity is 10. So the tension in the string in this cable is equal to 11,000 Newton. C is your correct option. If you like the video, please like the button, comment it, and subscribe my channel. If you have any doubt or you want tutoring from me, then you can scan this, DM me, or you can email me on fostra.physics@gmail.com. Thank you guys. Meet you in the